Muted. Muted. Hello guys and welcome to the Qualifier seed reveal and round of 64 showcase of the third impact. With me is...
Hi. I am Aero, one of the admins for this tournament. I'm excited for this. Before I saw the... Actually, no. When I was doing the stats, I was actually pretty surprised about the seeds. So yeah, that's what we're going to be showing you.
24 joined.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, hi everyone, it's Matsuno or _M07. If you guys already know, I have commented in the newcomers menu World Cup, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the seeding reveal will be unfold.
Okay, so we should actually move on to the seeding. You'll see it soon.
Alright, let's start. So, we're gonna show off the unqualified teams first. So we're just gonna go down all the way. Pretty sure? Yeah, so these will unfortunately be the unqualified teams for the third impact. So these will be the teams that do not move on to the bracket stage.
Yeah, that unfortunately did not make it. And first team is, I cannot see the full name, nor I can...
I mean, yeah, we already showed it off. So I guess we can start off with the qualified teams. So we can go.
Let's just speak quickly on the seed 65 that unfortunately did not make it into the tournament. The team is named Skill Issue Gang with pretty high overall seedings in pretty much every map. Unfortunately lacking in stage 3, and I think that's what made them not qualify, but they still did very great, and I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah, that stage 3 kind of tanked their rank just by a bit, but it's not too far behind, as it is going to be only a 0.1 average rank difference from seed 64. So yeah, and speaking of, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but from what we have seen from the disqualified teams, we can actually see a seed 70 with a pretty high stage 1 score with number 2, and that's the most shocking fact because they are not qualified, but they still got like 2 on the stage 1, and that's something that I've never seen before.
Yeah, this is actually probably for me this is the first time we've seen something like this, and yeah, as we can see, they would easily make it very high, except for the stage 1 and stage 5 results. So I think we can move on to the actually qualifying seeds now.
Yeah. All right, Kamui. They're going to be the lowest qualifying team with seed 64. Their right scores are actually looking really solid. It's just that the coordination pick is actually going to tank their seed just by a bit, 101. So it makes sense, but I mean they qualified, so yeah, that's good.
They still did amazingly with some very high placement on stage 1 and stage 6. Unfortunately, yeah, the coordination pick did tank them a little, but they did qualify, and I think we can move on to the next.
Right, and the next one is actually Vietnamese, so I'll gladly take that. The seed 63 is Vuongtai with Kurivaxi and Wolfsuck on the same team with the average score of 972k. Although they have a pretty good average, the stage 4 is gonna tank them a little bit and make them the second lowest seed score, but still, they did well compared to the last seed.
Yeah, I guess we can move on now to seed 62, which is going to be Tom Scoo.
But yeah, the seed 62, Ambarakam Termuwani, with high overall placements, only really seeing pretty low compared to the rest placements on stage 2 and 3. I would say they did amazingly with a pretty high average score, and and a pretty good overall performance. We don't see a map that particularly tanks them. We just see a little bit of a lower performance in stage 2 and 3. And I think we can move on to the next.
Seed 61 is going to be Kaphao with the average rank of 61.3, 0.7 more than the 62 seed. And they got a pretty good average, except seed stage 5 and stage 4, they kind of think that a little bit, and also stage 7. But yeah, they can be a really good contender.
All right, we can move on to high. Hello. Their overall score. Okay, Okay, so we have a tie on stage 2?
Yeah, we actually do have a tie on stage 2.
We have a tie between
average score is higher. The average score is higher, so they place first.
That's actually impressive. But yeah, it seems like they can be an all-rounder since their scores are pretty much kind of close to each other, but not really. As they did kind of tank in especially the stage 6, getting a seed 80 on that. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the next seed.
Yep, so the next team will be just one, I guess, Future Dominator, with a pretty high overall performance, with the very good seat on the LN overall, with the coordination pick and the density too. So I think this player, or players depending, would actually perform very well in the later stage, as the LN will become harder. And I think they could adapt to the Rise still, with a pretty high overall score. And yeah, I think we can move on to the next.
And the 58 seed is going to be Técnicos de la UAS. I don't know what's that, but yeah, with the average rank is 2.2 more than the last seed. Yeah, the average score is really good. It's kind of like an all-rounder. Yes.
No.
Oh wait, no.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, next.
Just move on to the next seed.
Alright, next seed is S. Blewa. A really good coordination score. Seed 16 on coordination. They are going to be struggling a bit on the Rise. Actually, a bit more on the mini TV. Which they got rank 100 in. But still pretty solid scores overall. So, yeah, next seed.
Okay, so the next team will be Gay Quiz versus Lesbian Quiz, with an average rank basically 0.4 higher, with a very good average score. And as we can see by the scores they've set, the only score that really stands out here that be low is stage 1 with a 98 seed, but an amazing S4 seed of 25, and overall pretty good scores apart from these, all ranging in about the 50 range. Yeah, we can go next.
Alright, and the next seed is going to be Green FN. Average rank is 54. And yeah, they do kind of all-rounder, with the most outstanding performance is on stage 3. I think it's that like L1 or something? Maybe, I don't know. But
stage
yeah,
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
right. Yeah.
Alright. T. Really good. Okay, they got both seed 17 on stage 4 and stage 6. This is I think this is a really strong force. This team is a really strong force in Rise. So I would expect them to do really well, especially in Rise, because they're just really good. That's all I have to say. Yeah, we can move on to the next team now.
The next team will be number 53, Pho, with an average rank of the same to the decimal, with a pretty similar, actually no, like way higher average score, with a high placement on basically everything besides stage 1. Once again, we see stage 1 tanking someone, but I do think they will be a very amazing all-rounder in the future stages, since you can easily adapt just that one placement into something way better, and overall their scores are very, very good. So let's move on to the next one, I guess.
All right, so the next one is Spicy Lovers. Oh, with a pretty high gap average rank from the last seed, and they kind of like an all-rounder. With the second list is stage 3, a hybrid with 36. Oh, and stage 4, the lowest, but still impressive.
Yeah, the next seed is going to be the next seed is going to be the Michigoats with an average rank of 50. Their stage 1 score is actually their best score, which I would expect because Dan with his tech skills are actually going to help the team a lot, especially because there is going to be more tech picks than your average tournament. So it's probably going to help them a lot in the tech department. But overall, really good scores. 33 on stage 7 is actually really good. So, yeah.
And the next team is gonna be the Mangoes, with, again, 0.3 decimals of average rank higher, with a pretty large gap in average score, with good placements all throughout the board, with the best score being on stage 7, which, I think will help them a lot, especially that stage 7 was like the hardest pick, and we do expect them to do good in the future, I guess, because literally every score besides from stage 6 is a very high seed. Yeah, and we can move over to the next one.
No. All right, so I don't know how to pronounce this. Oh wait, can I see the English name again? Invincible Tyrannosaurus Warrior. Alright. So this team, they had the average rank of 49.6. Oh no. Alright, so they're kind of an all-rounder. Yes, they are. And the stage 3, yeah, outstanding. Yeah, stage 4 fighting. But yeah, the stage 4, 29. Well, they are a pretty strong horse there.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Seed 48 is going to be June 26, 2011. I'm pretty sure. Their stage 1 is going to be 23. Going to be okay. All right, we did it. Getting both seed 60 on stage 2 and stage 5, just going to be struggling on the LN picks especially. So yeah, I think we can move on now.
But the next team being Justly Fangirl, apparently, with a very high average rank and a pretty good average score with high placements all throughout the board. You cannot really discount one score from here, besides technically stage 4 being their weakest performance, but we can see a lot of very high placements and no particular map that will tank them high in the future. Pretty much just an all-rounder here, so we can move on to the next.
Alright, so no. Alright, Precision Pets, alright, with average rank of 48.2. Although they're kind of like all-rounder, but they have really struggling on stage 2 and stage 7. The mini tiebreaker, and I don't know what stage 2 is all about, but I think it's like Ellen. No.
Yeah, coordination.
Right, yeah.
All right, next one. Next one is going to be Pinga Paradaza. I think that's how you pronounce it. Stage 3 being their best map in the qualifiers, apparently. Followed behind by stage 2, which is going to be a C32. I think that they can struggle on the rice and just be really they can be better in LN and just struggle on rice a little bit. But yeah, these are pretty solid scores.
Yeah, so with the next one, we have Fornon and Swang Love Team with a pretty high gap overall. We can see here most seeds land pretty similar from this point, but this one is way higher. And also, every pick besides S5 is basically very good. They're an all-rounder, and we can probably expect a very, very good performance from them in the future. So yeah, that's it. Next.
Alright, so the 4-3 is definitely alright. So they have a pretty good average with the stage 1 and stage 7. It's really kind of all-rounder. With the stage 4 26 seed and stage 7 27. So I think one of the players, they got enough stamina to do the mini tiebreaker. Yeah, they're pretty strong horse, I gotta say.
I see it a bit. All right, next one. Hey. Okay. Next team is Brass Knuckle Grandmas, and I think this is pretty all-rounder, in my opinion. But the best map being the the Jack hybrid. So that's actually pretty impressive. So yeah, it was a 0.1 difference, by the way. Wow.
Yeah. So for the next team, we have Table Salt. Team Table Salt. Very good average score. Very good placement on basically everything but stage 6 and. Yeah, stage 5 was the second worst one, but we see an overall amazing performance on pretty much every map here with no trouble basically on every stage. And yeah, we're getting here into the teams with basically all-rounders which can play everything well. So we might just see all-rounders here, but we still I guess don't know. But yeah, every team for like 10 seeds was an all-rounder team. So yeah, we can move on.
Alright, so the seed 40 is you and Joris. Interesting team name. But the average rank is higher than the last team by 0.8. With stage 4 outstanding 22, but they are having a little bit on stage 5, which is I think so intensity. Yeah, maybe. And yeah, with all that, yeah, it's kind of all rounder.
All right, the next team is Mini Alberta. They actually did really well on the abrasive tech. Getting seed 20 on the abrasive tech. Their seed is going to tank a bit because of stage 1 and stage 5, but it's overall a pretty good qualifier performance from this team. So yeah. Next team.
Yeah. And the next team is gonna be Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. With the average rank jump of 0.7 and an amazing 2 performances on stage 4 being number 3 and an amazing performance at stage 1 being number 6. What else we can see? Well, yeah, we can see the tank in stage 6, but they shouldn't really worry about that. They have other amazing skill sets, but this is still pretty much an all-rounder team with just one low, I guess, flaw or lower score. So yeah, this will be good. Next.
Alright, so the next team is going to be Wizard Master 2017, but yeah, I think it's pretty much average. With the stage 5 and stage 6 is kind of tanked down a little bit, but other than that, yeah, they're pretty all-rounder. Yes.
Alright, the next team is Kako Dale. Really good at stage 3 score. And I think what tanked their seed is going to be stage 7 as they get 58 on that. It's also kind of stage 4 since they got 49 on that. But yeah, I do think this is a really good hybrid team, I guess you could say. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about this team.
Speaking good. So next team is gonna be City Boys, aka Chicos de Ciudad, with very good average rank, very good scores, and overall this I would not consider much of an all-rounder. They did good on pretty much everything, but as well there are 2 scores that are severely tanking their seed, and this is stage 4 and stage 6. What else can I say? They will probably perform amazingly. They had a very high average score, meaning everything else but these 2 maps was amazing, and I think we can move on to the next.
All right, so the seed 34 is your answer.
Dazina,
With the
move
average
to
ranking,
commentator
yeah,
booth.
higher than the last seed by 0.6. And I could really say that they are pretty much all-rounder except the seed stage 1, which tanked them kind of severely. But other than that, yeah, they are a top contender.
All right, the next one is going to be the Disciples of Triple T. They have a really good density score. Okay, that density score is really good, but stage 1 and stage 4 and stage 6. So I guess you could say that they're not really that strong in Rice. Just by looking at these scores, I think that's what takes their seed just a bit. But their overall LN and hybrid scores are actually going to boost up the seed despite the low seedings on the Rice maps. So yeah, we can move on to the next team.
Yep, and for our 32nd team would be 6-7 with actually an amazing score on stage 7. Nick, you can... yeah. And with an amazing score on stage 7 and a pretty good other all-rounder performance here. The only maps that I could really see them tanking in the future may be stage 6 and stage 1, but that's of course because their overall seedings were lower. I do... actually, yeah, stage 3 too. I would expect them to do pretty good. I think they can really show a very good performance on the stage 7 pick. And yeah, we can, I guess, move on to the next.
All right, so with the top 32, now we can move on to the next seed. Is Tenemo was 15 death to rate most game, I don't know. With the average ranking is higher than last seed by 0.6. Yeah, they are all-rounder with the stage 4 and stage 6. Yeah, 24 and 27. Really impressive.
All right, we can move on. Polybias GB Speedrun. So that is actually one of our commentators in the VC right now.
Yeah, it's me.
I'd say this is a solid hybrid team. LN as well. Really good scores overall in the jump stream. It's just the coordination that's going to tank them down just a bit. And yeah, that's all I have to say. But we do have another commentator in this booth. Welcome, Snow. Hello.
Hello. It is good to be here. I am a bit late, but hopefully we'll be fine. There's some things I do want to go over that I see kind of missed so far. So I'll just go over those before we go on to the next team. But we have been seeing some really good scores, like number 4 on stage 7, number 3 on stage 4, number 6 on stage 1. So I thought I might just point those out. For stage 1, number 6 from C38, it was a 9975. And for stage 4, I believe it is a 996. And then for stage 7, it was a 9859 to those people who may be curious.
Yeah, so for the next team, we'll be seeing Double Achi with a very, very much higher average rank score, with a very good average score, and also an amazing all-round performance. I mean, you really can't say anything bad about them because every score is good. And they placed perfectly, in my opinion. Every score will be amazing here. The only 240s that we even see here is stage 4 and stage 5, which is impressive because there is no other map that is tanking them in any way. Yeah, so we can move on to the next.
Especially with like that seed 15 on stage 6, which a 9976, which that's only 15 is crazy to me.
Alright, so now we are moving to the next seed is Underdog Eaters, with the average ranking is slightly higher, 0.1, but the average score is really impressive. And with that said, stage 2 and stage 5 were really impressive with 9, 18, also stage 7 too, but they need to really improve on their stage 1, stage 4, and stage 6. I believe is that like raised, raised.
Yeah, a top 10 seeding as well on stage 2, which it's really impressive as well. Definitely going to be one of those teams that you want to be careful of, no matter where you are, just because of that really strong LN. With the number 9 being a 987 on something that difficult, I'm kind of scared to see what we see with the other scores. And we're only like halfway through from basically the qualifying teams.
Yeah. And the next team is Idiots in Space. So their stage 4 kind of tanked their seed a bit, but a really good like overall rice scores. Stage 1 being their high. Actually, no. Stage 3 is their highest. So this could look like a really strong hybrid force if you're going up against this team. So it is likely to see that they can do really well in the hybrids, no matter who they face.
Yeah, and for the next team, we'll be having a place 26 Chaniki, probably. Very high average rank. Once again, pretty big jump. Amazing average score, and the only thing that tanked them here with very, very high average seedings in pretty much every map besides stage 4 and stage 6. So these are the only things they should really look for. And also amazing density score. Once again, we see highest seed being density, which is I don't know, I guess they will be the lead from what we'll see in the density department. So yeah.
I think it'll be interesting though, this team specifically. It is Darkitrizer and Neurowise, so I'm a little bit surprised to see their stage 4 and stage 6 a little bit low. I would probably just assume it's a choke from both of those, just kind of given their performance overall. So maybe one of those teams to be a little bit more afraid of, just because their seeding is a little bit off from what they probably could have gotten.
Right. So the seed 25 is going to be SS Joker with a 29.0 average ranking, 1.0 higher than the others. And yeah, they're pretty balanced all rounder. And yeah, 727. Yeah, thanks for pointing me that. And yeah, but they need to really improve on their mini tiebreaker though. But other than that, yeah, they're strong.
All right, the next team is going to be Suku Yomi, I think, with an average score of 987. Clever. Stage 7 is actually their best map, with C13, but stage 6 is going to tank their score just by a bit. And I think this is a solid LN and hybrid team. So they're going to be pretty scary on LN and hybrids, especially. So yeah.
They probably have a little bit more physicality, like compared to the accuracy, maybe, just given their kind of scoring on stage 6. Unless it was like an FC choke or like just a lot of accuracy drops. I probably wouldn't put too much on like that stage 31, just because like this pick specifically is just really, really competitive. I mean, a 31 is literally a 994.
That's interesting. But yeah, I think we can move on to the next team.
Yep, and the next team will be Tidur. No idea. What can I say? I mean, their only score that they seeded decently low on is stage 6. Pretty good performance overall with number 12 on hybrid. Once again, we see a team that is very, very specialized in hybrids and in LEN overall. And with the other, with Rice scores not even lacking. So yeah, this will be an amazing all-rounder team with only one skill set that could use, I guess, improvement.
Yeah, and seeing Jaylai on this team is also going to be kind of interesting. I know Jaylai is really good when it comes to like those elements in general. So I think it's going to be a bit of an interesting to kind of face for some people, especially just given those who might be a little bit more Rice-centric.
Right. So the next team is going to be and they're with the average ranking of 26.1. Yeah. And again, they're all rounder, but they need to really improve on their stage 3 and stage 7. I believe that it's all like a 1 mini tiebreaker. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, they're all rounder. For sure.
Yeah, I would probably say they're decently all-rounded. I would probably maybe you could just say just because the hybrids were a little bit hard, especially something like stage 7 or just stage 3, kind of going from like all these other picks, just a little bit on the harder side. So I guess take that with some consideration as well. But they do look quite decently all-rounded.
Yeah, I agree on that.
All right. The next team is 16 hours of silence, occasionally broken up by Mambo. Which is Nullsun and Zubin, I'm pretty sure. So I would it kind of makes sense that they're doing really well on, especially the tech picks, because I know Zubin is really good when it comes to tech, in tournaments especially.
Yeah, Zubin's just a monster in general.
Yeah, that stage 2 is going to tank their score. I mean, their seed just by a bit, but it's not too bad. As I think it was a 970.
Yeah, it was a 972K.
Yeah, okay, somewhere around there.
It's like probably one of like the harder qualifiers in general. I would probably say they're pretty well rounded, although I think as we get on to like the more kind of difficult picks and maybe that consistency area, it might just be a little bit harder, especially just given like the seats that they have like lower on like stage 2, stage 5, stage 7. Those are like some of like the kind of longer ones, like the density pick, the coordination pick, and then obviously like the tiebreaker-esque pick. So I guess something to consider. Maybe their late game might not be as strong as like their early game.
Yeah. This team could definitely be taken into consideration, especially with LN, because they could do well in the early game in LN. You never know. But yeah, I think that is our cue to move on to the next seed.
Yeah, and the next
It's the infamous.
Yeah,
It's the infamous.
whatever that is. We have an amazing performance everywhere, but severely lacking stage 3, and with a kind of big gap in the rise scores between the coordination and the hybrid. So, I mean, this team might turn out to be an amazing all-rounder. At the same time, they might have some trouble on the coordination and hybrid picks. And with that, whatever the name, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing to consider, though, they did do really good when it came to like stage 7. So maybe stage 2, stage 3 is a potential choke point. I mean, they are like really hard compared to like the ones surrounding it, like stage 1, stage 4. So maybe something to consider could be like a potential underseeded team in that sense.
Right. So now we're moving on to the top 20. We can actually see. Yeah, the gap is insane. 25.4 to 22.9. Yeah.
Wait, I think we skipped seed 19, or are we doing that?
No, we're talking about seed 19 now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 6-7, it's not 6-7. With the stage 3 and stage 4 is the most outstanding. 9 and 8, 1 digit. But they need to really improve on their stage 1 even more to like be strong enough. Yeah, but still,
looking at this, stage 3 was a 990. A 990 is number 9 for stage 3. That's insane already. And then stage 4, a 9946. So definitely a bit of a scary team. I'm not really sure where to kind of go on with this, just because like their city's kind of like all over the place in a sense. I mean, they did do good on stage 2 to 4, but the other ones surrounding it are kind of outliers in a sense. So I guess maybe a team to kind of study a little bit when matches come. It could be like potentially an inconsistent team. I'm not too sure.
All right, the next team is Wild Cucumbers. Oh wait, no. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, just say it that way.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it that way. Wild name, by the way. Their stage 4 is actually their best. So it looks like this team is a very strong Rice team. Just basing it by stage 4 and stage 6, as they're going to be in the single digits.
Also stage
Yeah, I
one.
mean, their stage one's really good as well, a 996, and then stage 4 being a 9956, and then stage 6 being a 998. So, like you said, it's definitely a pretty Rice-centric team. I would probably assume that, like, whatever you throw to them, they'll probably be able to play pretty comfortably, just given, like, the kind of weirdness of stage 4. Although Ellen's hybrids might be just a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. So this is going to be a really scary team in Rice, especially.
Yeah, moving on to the next one. We have Middle East Bros, but they're fake. With a very big average rank, amazing average score too, with good performance on basically everything besides the abrasive tech pick. What else can I say? I mean, they are pretty much close to single digits on stage 2 and 3, and actually, yeah, pretty close on the Ellen density, and an overall amazing performance, only being brought down by the abrasive pick.
Yeah, I mean, stage 1 maybe being stage 1 and 6, I guess maybe being a little bit kind of out there as well, but I would probably say decently well-rounded. It is unit score in Yuma, so I could definitely see them going pretty far and setting up some scary scores if the right circumstances are there. It's just gonna have to be kind of like a let's just wait and see what the brackets are.
Alright, so moving on to the seed 16. It's going to be Miku Logic Pain S+. Nice name. With the average rank is 1.0 higher than the others. And yeah, they're extraordinary balance. They're all-rounder. Yeah, like, yeah, the best that I have ever seen in this seeding review with their seed 2. Their maybe L1 density. Yeah, they are 6-7. So yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, a pretty good team. Asol Mini Egg, which I would say are pretty well-known players within the 20 scene, especially nowadays. I could definitely see things happening with this team. I think maybe the only thing would just be a little bit of consistency, and then I guess stage 7 kind of being one of those like outlier qualifiers where the raw skill is a bit heavy. So it might be something worth considering, but overall a pretty well-rounded team that can kind of just tackle anything.
Yeah, moving on to the next seed is Mixu Lover, which is another solo team. I think, yeah, it kind of just averages out in like the 2 digits in seeding, like overall. So I would expect them to seed this way, but their scores in Navi were really good. I won't make a doubt about that, especially because I read their lobby and I saw their scores and I was impressed. So yeah,
yeah,
they are going to be thinking... Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it is Ice Defy, and I could
yeah,
be wrong
true.
on this, but I think it's been like a really long time since I've seen Ice Defy play in a tournament. So welcome back, Ice Defy.
Welcome back. Hopefully you'll play in MWC. Okay, anyways, stage 2. Oh, okay. Thanks, Nikki. So stage 2 is actually going to be the stage that they're going to be tanking just a little bit on. So yeah, I think this is a really good qualifier performance, especially from a solo team. I mean, we've seen a lot of solo teams, so yeah, I think we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, the next team placed at seed 14 will be Flower Boys. I bet it's just one, with an astounding performance on stage 5, 3, 6, and 7, with having 4 placements in the single digit, with the only thing that really brought them down was stage 1 and 4, and especially stage 1, with that being barely the qualifying seed compared to the other performances. I mean, yeah, this team this player or team is an absolute monster at basically everything. I would guess that the stage 1 was choked, and
they could got a higher seed. Indeed.
Yeah, could have got way higher.
I think maybe the thing might be just that they're more kind of like, I guess in a sense, like straightforward players, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, they seeded high in like stage 3, which is like more jacky. Stage 5 being density, stage 6 being jump stream. And it could also just be a more physical thing, given that they did seed really high on stage 6. I mean, on stage 5, they got a 996. So on the density, it got a 996. So definitely something to know.
Yeah. And
physical side.
And just basing off the like overall rice scores, they seem to just not have fun with playing tech. So
yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to. I mean, the stage 3 score is really good though. A 9938 being number 4 only is insane to me.
Yeah, I would expect them to have a really big disadvantage in tech, just spacing it off. But
yeah,
don't take qualifiers for granted. It's just qualifiers.
Also, this is the first team we see with an average score of 990, with basically a 991. So
I agree.
Yeah, we're moving on to the big leagues now.
All right. So the seed 13 is going to be Nasi and Magi with a average rank of higher by 0.9. Yeah, even though they don't got any podium, they don't any one digit, but they are all-rounder. They are really all-rounder.
Yeah, it's that all-roundedness. I mean, like, especially with qualifiers, like, being able to stay consistent on everything is going to be, like, extremely important. Because, like, if you have, like, one thing that tanks your score, it could easily tank you down a lot.
Indeed. Yeah, you got a point. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa, wait.
Whoa. Okay, the next seed is our Boys to Men, and we have our first number 1, which is going to be stage 6.
Yeah.
So this team did have OP meme in it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of expected, you know. But
it's a scary team. How are they 12?
This is a really scary team. But yeah, they're just going to be tanking a little bit on the abrasive tech and the coordination. Yeah. But overall, I think this is a really solid qualifier performance from them. So props to them.
Yeah. I think maybe like the more physical picks might be something they struggle in, just given that stage 2 is quite like physical in a sense. Like it's just really like daunting and the difficulty is quite high. And as well as stage 7 being number 12. Stage 4, it might just be that kind of like weirdness that comes with it.
Yeah, true. Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next team, 11 Rift when shields.
Rift said it too.
Rift when shields. We see an amazing performance, number 3 on stage 7, with 2 single-digit things, and another 990 average score here. Seeing very good all-rounder performance with it basically only lacking a bit in the abrasive tech and the density pick. I mean, this team too is an absolute unit. We'll see this team become very, very high probably. I mean, with the boss pick being number 3, they really have some good physicality, and yeah, we can also see that on stage 6. So
yeah, I mean, this is a solo team as well, so it's gonna be just Rift W. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes with a 9876 for stage 7.
All right, so now we're moving on to the big leagues, the top 10, which all of you been waiting for. Oh, and just like expected. With the stage 3, we have the second first with team name is Go and a Half. Average rank is 15.3, higher than the others, and the average score is 9.1, the first thing that we see. But the stage 4 and stage 6, stage 2, maybe they are a little bit struggling on the physical side. But other than that, they're really scary. They can ratio.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this. I'm not really too sure about stage 2, 4, and 6 because it's not like they're struggling on like one specific skill set. So it might just be like a consistency thing. It is Flowerful and Avril, so I'm not too sure how they are when it just comes to being consistent. But that number 1 on stage 3 being a 9946, which is just insane to me.
Yeah, you have a point.
Yeah, looking by what picks they did good on and also what picks they lacked, it might just as well be a consistency issue because we just do not see one specific skill set really failing them and achieving a higher seed.
But we can move on to basically the top 10 now as we get into the single digits.
Yeah, and our first team is going to be Baby Keem's Two Slimy Phones, I think. Yeah, so as expected, this is going to be a really strong force in the rice department, because they have Nuisance and Abyss, I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a really strong team, no matter what you pick against them. Yeah,
I think they're gonna do really good within like the early to like mid game, but I think once we kind of get into like the later stages, they might have a little bit of trouble, especially just given how stage 2 and 3 and 7 went. Those being kind of the outliers, and stage 5 might just be like a consistent thing overall. But it is a good team, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they do.
I mean, considering how their seeds look, I'm pretty sure it was a few chokes. I'm gonna assume that because I'm pretty sure they could have done much better. But it's still really good, you know. I'm not really trying to doubt them.
Yeah, no, they're good overall. It's just I think maybe within like the later half of the tournament, they might struggle just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to the team number 8 will be. Pride versus Straight Obby.
Hello, Zo.
So, we can see two amazing performances on stage 5 and 7, with the boss pick and the Ellen Density being number 2, with another one single-digit performance being on the coordination, number 8, and the rest are pretty good. The only outliers here for this for this team and our player would be stage 6 and 1. So
What?
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna be more of kind of like that accuracy area, with stage 5 being a 9964 and then stage 7 being a 9898.
Alright, so moving on to the seed 7, which is going to be Team Welfare Returns. And yeah, even though they don't got any podium, they still have an all-rounder side, which proves that by the average ranking is 13.1, 0.5 higher than the other team.
Yeah, and I mean,
pretty well-rounded in general. Link and Mercy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gonna be an interesting team.
Yeah, this is like one of the outlier teams here, since this is like the consistency team. I mean, every performance is on an amazing level. Only really having a 20th place on stage 1. So we are into the teams that are really either having number 1s, 2s, or pretty much podiums, or they have amazing all-round performance.
Yeah, guess we can move on.
And
Stage 6 is go ahead.
yeah, it's gonna be Invade and Yi with a number 1 on stage 7 and a number 2 stage 4. A 991, exactly a 991 on stage 7, and a 9963 on stage 4.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive. I mean, I expected that Yi would see this high on stage 7, because we all know how good Yi can be at consistency. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
stage 3 is going to go ahead.
Yeah, so the only thing that we can really see here is the hybrid being pretty hard. I guess they choked or whatever happened, but the C37 on the stage 3 is the only thing that really stops them from being in the top 5 of the seeds here. So yeah, move on to the next.
Alright, so the next is going to be Chunho Livers with the first 9 and 2. and average rank is 9.0. And yeah, even though they don't any podium, it's really close on they having stage 2 with seed 4 and stage 5 with seed 5, which is really impressive, and also the minis are very good too.
Yeah, I guess we can move on.
Yes.
Seed 4 is going to be Noel Sniffers.
Oh,
Okay, this is the first time we've seen 2 number 1s from this qualifier set so far.
Yeah.
Just
gonna be
okay, go ahead.
Veloz. So I think it makes sense, especially with Veloz just being really good when it comes to just LN.
Yeah. So I think that Ellen is going to be their best gamble. No, I wouldn't say gamble. It's probably going to be their like advantageous pick when it's gonna come to this tournament. So I would expect them to do well. They could do well on Rice since Zao is really good when it comes to Rice. They've been improving a lot in like the past year. So yeah, I would expect them to do well.
Yeah, this is definitely a team that could go far. I guess the only thing might just be like stage 7, but stage 7 is, I guess, like in a sense like a weird outlier in general. So might have to wait for that.
Yeah, so moving on to number 3. In the literal podium of seeds, we have Fua. Average rank of just 8.3 with 2 podiums being on stage 1 and 3 with seed 1 and seed 2 and 3 with basically every map besides Density and Boss Pick being in the top 10. So yeah, I mean, what else can I say? An amazing team, really just brought down a little bit by the Boss Pick here. So yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be Yuko, Fangirl, and Sator on this team, so definitely a bit of a scary team to kind of see. They definitely can make it far. Their early game especially is just going to be extremely scary, though. And especially like within the mid game.
Yeah, we might see... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just continue.
So we might see a little bit of a drop off after early game, since 2 very good early game players, but yeah, I guess moving on to the next one.
Yeah. With old people, slightly from the first, this team consists of I don't know what high and Konkawa, and as you already know, Konkawa, he's actually really good at L1, and with the bonus of I don't know what high, he's got Rice, and as you can see, they are really all-rounder with double and first digit, like almost top, and with stage 6 and stage 2. Which got a podium of 2 or 3. Yeah, this team proves that they are a top contender to win the tournament.
Yeah. A 989 on stage 2 and a 998 on stage 6.
Okay, can I do the honors?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, our seed 1 will be ADHD, which is going to be NAD as a solo team. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. With a pretty big 3.3.
We got 5 podiums in the qualifier.
Yeah, nah, bro.
This is literally mental.
Two number 2s, 2 number 1s, and a number 3. No score really stands out. The only thing you could really complain about is the Density pick. But at this point, this is a solo player and an absolute beast. I mean, score average of 994, basically. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, masterpiece. That's what I would say.
But
yeah, this is a player you want to like watch out for. So yeah, this is going to be our qualifier results. So congratulations to everyone who did qualify. And if you didn't qualify, don't worry, we might have something. So yeah, look out for that.
Yep.
All right. So now it's time for me to go to bed. And yeah, I'll let you guys to do the Mappools. So see you guys around. Yeah, have fun with commentating matches.
See ya and good night.
See ya.
See ya.
Rip_MSCR7
Hey,
left.
well, I guess moving into the actual Mappool showcase for round of 64.
Yeah, we saw that these teams have qualified, and now we got to show what they have to play in the bracket stages. So, yeah, let's move on to the Mappool showcase. Yeah, I think. Okay. We're gonna have a. Actually, no, never mind. All right. All right, let's move on to our Mappool showcase. Let's hope that the replay button didn't get eaten again.
Yeah, the replay button was
eat it, by
lost.
the way.
We had to find it. But yeah, it is.
I did
here
not
now.
eat it, by the way. Yay, it's
So-
there.
So for stage 1, right? Yeah. We
Rice
have Rice 1. We have Shaman, Kural, Tuk Tuk Bashi. This will be a pretty much normal speed pick, I guess. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, this is meant to be-
before we get into this, I think it'd be good if we just say like the pool count, just in case people aren't like completely familiar.
Oh yeah, okay, I got it. You guys can talk about it while I look for it.
Let's just get that over with first, I think, just so people are aware. Okay, never mind. So the pool's gonna be quite short. 5 Rice, 3 LN, 2 Hybrid, and 1 Tiebreaker.
Yep.
I guess we can move on to this pick, and I think it'd be better if none other than Nikki talk about this pick for a bit.
Unmuted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki, you're muted, by the way. Nikki, you're muted on stream.
Sorry, I have to redo that. I mapped this in roughly 50 minutes to an hour, and this was referenced off of MWC 2024's round of 32 speed. The same BPM roughly, but I would say it's more harder due to the stamina and the mini jacks. But yeah, over here you
Yeah,
get
there's a little bit of like direction as well.
yeah.
Map has like a lot of subsequent just bursts of speed with a pretty short, I'd say, break time between to recover stamina, and I'm actually very I'm actually very interested to see how players do on this, especially that this is a pretty hard map. I mean, the mini jacks and the going speed will really turn up the difficulty here.
Yeah, I would say this is going to be a pick that is going to kind of test your finger control. So, especially because of these particular burst speed patterns, if you could even call that. But there is going to be quite a bit rolls in the break section, and we are just getting back into the part that is going to test your finger control. So, it's going to be quite short, but it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
I think like the kind of finger control aspect is going to be amplified a little bit more by just the fact like you can't really autopilot these patterns when like they're kind of switching in a sense. Like you have these like roll to like 2-note roll back to that roll, and then like some of these kind of rolls that go on for just like a short amount of time.
Yeah, I did try to make it a little finger control-y, but you know, let's just hope this is balanced, I would say.
Yeah, it's just gonna be one of those like tricky ones to act, but I think aside from that, we could move on to race 2.
Which will be your jump stream pick. This map is 220 BPM on the dot. And this was originally mapped for a round of 32, but we nerfed it a little, and it fits this round. So here you guys go.
Rest in peace, future dominators.
I mean, you can go on.
Yeah, we already see some like pretty trilly one-hand trills and everything. Overall, this will be a pretty hard pick for some people that weren't as consistent on the last jump stream pick, I think. Well, it isn't as fast, but at the same time, the slower it goes, the harder it is to MA for some people. So we'll just see how, I guess, how the reaction will be to this pick.
Yeah, and so far you can kind of see like a little bit of like hand motions being implemented with those like two-handed trills. Those kind of like outer trills. It's a lot of these kind of like different motions that you kind of have to transition into, especially with some of these anchors coming in. So even despite it being on the slower side, you're still going to have to deal with a lot of these kind of more technical patterns within a jump stream pick at least.
Yeah, and also considering that this is considered more as a stamina pick, actually. So, yeah, I mean, it explains it all because these anchors are kind of just really evil, but they're not that evil as considering this is like, what, 220?
Yeah, 220 on the dot.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm surprised that I guessed that. But anyways, yeah, you get a little break section here. I don't think it's that long.
This will
How long is this? I forgot.
This is roughly 3 minutes, I think.
Okay, so yeah, you have like that stamina factor then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a little bit of stamina.
This is the second drop out of 3, and yeah, this part is roughly the same as the first drop. So you kind of have to get used to playing it, like playing the same stuff quite a bit. But
it's jump stream.
Yeah, there is some variety in the third part, so it's not going to be all the same throughout. You can't really autopilot, but yeah.
I mean, especially with like those one-handed trills that are like a little bit constant, that's also just going to be like a bit more kind of free control reliant as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would also want to notice that every drop is pretty similar, and that can really drive the factor that like it's a lot of chokeability with these motions and with all the one hand and two hand trills. So I believe this map could be a choking point because in my opinion repeated motions are the main cause of a chokiness of a map.
Yeah, that's pretty much the aspect of tournament jump stream. You are bound to choke, but if your consistency is where it's at, then this map may be not much of an issue for you. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to process what I was gonna say, but it kind of worked out, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot of like tricky patterning. It's gonna be interesting to see, but I guess there's not much else to say, and we can move on to Rice 3.
Well, I do want to say Rice 1 is a custom by yours truly, and this is a custom by Coder. So, yeah, thank you, Coder. And we can move on to Rice 3, which is our more abrasive tech pick. This one is not a custom, though.
Going in already with the bursts and pretty high amount of finger control, I would say, as a start. The map hasn't even started well yet, and we already see some intensity, I guess.
Yeah, as we go up, starting off with like those kind of like polyrhythmic streams, we start to get into this section, which you do have these like mini jacks like slowly building you up.
Yeah, as we can see that these graces are really evil. And the mini jacks on top of that is going to add the density just quite a bit.
Yeah, we're also seeing a pattern of a grace into a jump, which would be probably tricky for some people. And I think this pick is where the people that didn't see that well in stage 4 and stage 1 of qualifiers will probably struggle on a bit. especially to fully ratio this.
I think the only thing I would probably say about that is just I think kind of looking at this so far, there's a lot more kind of like structure to kind of hold on to, and there's also it has like a bit of like a bursty nature in a sense at times, so it's kind of a bit more figure control reliant. So that is another aspect to be careful of that you didn't really see present too much, except for like in stage 1 when it just came to like tech overall.
Yeah, and we can go into a break, I guess a break, but we do have some plans rolls, and overall, again, patterns just made for you to spill some 300s on, and yeah, going back into the polyrhythmic streams. Pretty repetitive map, I would say, in like the structure overall, which already, as I said in the last pick, will drive up of the choke ability quite a big bunch.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't have much to say.
Okay.
Unmuted.
Yeah. Okay. That's really evil. But yeah, as we move on to the kind of bursty, mini jacky type of pattern here, this is going to trip some people up, I would assume, because this is kind of really hard. Because these mini jacks are like really fast, so this is gonna be like
yeah. We also see like mini jacks into rolls, which could be tricky for some people. And yeah, I think this one is one of the maps that will have the coolest battles and cooler sort of like results actually. Because yeah, I mean it's just kind of very chokeable, and yeah.
This one does have like a lot more kind of like abrasive patterning, so it kind of leads more into like that techie area.
Yeah, this is your abrasive tech pick, so kind of makes sense. But also, I do want to mention, I accidentally did swap around the orders. I meant to put this is Rice 4. I did mean to put Rice 3, our dump pick, which is yet another custom by Nipple JW.
Nipple JW, yay!
A little lore on this map. This used to be this has had a little bit of its map pool changes. This was originally going to be Qualifiers stage 1, but Nibbles ended up leaving it for a future round, which is this round, which then turned into speed, and we decided on making it the dump instead. So this might overlap a little with Rice 1, but hopefully not too much.
I mean, you can kind of see the dump aspect in this map. There's kind of just broken speed patterns.
I would say, yeah, you have like this typical dump stream kind of feel to it without it really overlapping that much, because the patterning is so much different. I don't think it would play similar at all. I mean, the difference between two patterns, stream and dump stream, is like on the looks not really that big, but yeah, this will play much differently and will cause a little bit of a stir, especially the mini jacks inside I would say the dump is like there, and you can feel it and you can see it. I don't really think it should overlap that much.
Yeah, I guess the only thing would just be like the kind of constant streams, but overall you do see a lot like those kind of stat pages, so you will feel a little bit of a difference, and there might be some kind of like more uncomfortableness within this one.
Yeah, well, you could comparing it to the speed pick, it was way more consistent than this is. I mean, this is the kind of map which you probably, depending on what kind of player you are, you will either have a easier or harder time hacking. It really just depends if you have a lot of consistency on dumps and if you played a lot of them, because people that have not engaged really in dump stream, because it's not really a common pattern anymore, will probably have much more trouble than on the normal speed pick.
Yeah, especially with just like these being like very constant, that might be a bit of a concern, but we'll see how it plays out.
And yeah, that is Rice 3, or technically Rice 4. And we can move on to our boss pick, our boss rice pick, which is rice 5. And do want to mention, I don't know if this has been has the little gimmick we're doing with boss picks been announced yet?
I don't think so, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so one of our map poolers, Scrubble, has came out with a little gimmick going on about every boss pick will be custom made and also will have a bounty on it for some, I'm pretty sure it's supporter or money, but yeah, thank you, Scrubble. This is a custom between Verdon and Matcha Latte as well, by the way. So thank you too.
Yeah, no, we can already see some pretty hard patterns. This map, by the way, was way harder before we nerfed it. We decided to nerf it and put it in another round since yeah, it was a bit difficult. But yeah, after the changes, I mean, it still packs a very, very serious punch, being kinda leaning on the constant kind of stamina usage here and some tricky patterns too.
Yeah, and as we kind of continue on, more of this kind of like Jackie motion, but slowly, I guess slowly kind of trickling down into like these more kind of techier mixy patterns, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's the boss pick. It makes sense, kind of given it's also shorter, just given that we're in an early round, so I don't know how we'll see this be played in action. I guess the more physical teams will obviously want to go for these picks overall, but just given this probably leads more towards like that kind of mid-game section, this could kind of be anyone's pick.
Yeah, I mean, we can see a variety of players doing good on this pick. Probably being a little bit Jack focused will help, as well as the tech players are gonna have a field day with this map, and also the players with a very good amount of stamina that did good on Fallen Symphony on qualifiers will perform pretty good on this map. I feel like this map hits a lot of the skill sets that most people have, so it will be interesting who and how who performs like how good, right?
Yeah, and like we get to this section, which is like, I guess in a sense it's like kind of broken up, and I'm just gonna assume it gets a little bit more broken up as we slowly go by, at least by the looks of things.
Yeah, we're approaching a little bit more of the techie part here, which we see kind of the structure before kind of like disintegrating and really being just like pure tech pretty much.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting to see how this one goes. It does look quite fun though.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I've played it.
This is going to end your rice pool though. And with that, we can move on to our coordination LN pick, which this one is not a custom, so you don't need to worry. It'll be Genjutsu game. Not by Logan.
I know of this, I just never played it before. So I am a little bit fast though. But I guess that might just be like an intro thing.
It is a little bit of an intro thing. We see some interesting releases, and it will gradually rise in speed, although it will not probably go as fast as I've seen in the start. And we do see some like pretty hard coordination things here, pretty much like sort of reminding me of a split up Ellen wall a bit. And this will hit a lot of the coordination skill set, so we'll see how the players that seeded pretty low on coordination will do on this one, because in my opinion it's a pretty large jump in terms of like the actual coordination needed to play this well.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, also this one is more focused. I mean, which it makes sense. I mean, we're in like a pool stage now, so it's not really a matter of trying to like fit as many skill sets as you can. So you'll only have to focus on that. But the hold strain on this one's going to be a little bit high, as well as that frame control needed.
Yeah, sorry that I was gone for the boss pick. I had to do some stuff in the background, but yeah, this is going to be the coordination pick. I think I'm kind of lost track, but I'm gonna assume this is the coordination pick. Just looking at the patterns right now, and I think this is really it can test your finger control. I mean, it's like.
Absolutely.
The releases are kind of just really evil in this map.
Not only does it test the coordination, I would also argue that in some places it really is like a little bit dense. It tests both at once, a bit not by BPM but just by sheer like amount of release you need to do per second, I guess. And we'll see a pretty high combo count on this one too. Decent amount actually.
Yeah, this is going to be very consistency based, but you do get a little bit of a break as well, so it's not all bad. But I guess for something like this one, it might be a little bit stamina intensive for this round at least.
Yeah, the drain time on this map is 2 minutes 59, so it is pretty long compared to all the other maps in the pool.
Yeah, this does look a bit hard, I guess comparing to everything else, but it is coordination, so there's a lot less kind of spacing. So we'll kind of have to see, especially as like with L1 Syndrome, there's just less negative space overall.
Yeah, and as we close out the map, it's still going to test your finger control, but it's not going to be that long.
It's basically the start, but at the end, so when you have like those 2 points, which yeah, you can absolutely fail on and get some 200s and even a miss. So yeah, this will be a good test of coordination for the players.
And yeah, that will be the end of LN1. We can move on to LN2, our next custom, which is LN Density, mapped by Poppy.
I saw this earlier, looking through the pending, and I kind of assumed this was for TTI. So I haven't seen it though, so this will be my first time seeing it. But if I remember correctly, it's 180 BPM.
Yeah, this is 180, and this is the custom by Poppy. If I think Nikki hasn't mentioned that. But yeah, okay, but yeah, well, it's a custom. So, to start off, you kind of have these. I wouldn't say simple. Kind of these like hard release timings.
Yeah,
to be exact.
We aren't really seeing here at the start those typical density patterns. We're seeing more releasey focused density here with a little bit of a the holds there and the releases are very tricky. I would say it could trip up some people at the start already.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing too is this feels more like kind of like broken density, where you have like these density sections and then you kind of stop to play like this, I guess, like pseudo jack section and then back into the density. So that is something to be aware of. But there are some rice notes in here, so it's not purely kind of coordination, which is a good thing, just because, I mean, it's density. But given that it is on the slower side, it's gonna be there somewhat.
Yeah, it does test a little bit of the coordination too, since at this BPM every release matters. And as we head into the drop, I mean, yeah, we can see some pretty tough patterns. The kind of anchor that goes on with first and fourth column, I guess, is something to look out for.
Yeah, it's fairly dense though for like an early round, but just given like that kind of like broken feel, I guess it should be mostly fine. At least it's not like maybe as stamina intensive.
Unmuted.
I guess depending on like how you feel, maybe this could be more stamina intensive than LN1, just because it is also pretty long.
Yeah, not only is it long, the hold strain could really do a number on someone's stamina. Just the amount, just because of the lower BPM of the song, the holds are, I would say, like by average, a little bit longer, right? So depending on who has what kind of stamina on the land, it can either be stamina draining or not really.
Yeah, it just depends, but we can move on to I think LN3.
Unmuted.
Sorry. This is LN3, your tech LN map. We did ask Livium for an upgrade on this, and he granted us with it. So this was originally a custom for MKCC quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a bit of an awkward pick. Just kind of given how it is. I mean, I assume this is like a techie LN section.
I mean, when I played this, I just felt like the patterning here throughout the whole map. I would just call it very, very like uncomfortable and also very hard to fully MA. I mean, those jumps made of like the differently ending holds is a thing to look out for. These releases would be pretty tricky.
I mean, I haven't really seen this map, so I don't really know what to say. It does seem like this is a LN Tech pick, so seeing a little bit of streams here, and also with the long releases.
I would probably consider this more of like a wild card, just given the way it is. I think Livium himself even said like this isn't really like tech.
Yeah,
it's not really coordination either.
Yeah,
it's more kind of just a wild card LN in general. So it is a little bit on the weirder side, but we'll have to see, especially just because it is upgraded. So there's going to be more of that kind of physicality aspect to it and less like release heavy sections like it would have been in the base rate.
Yeah, so yeah, you would actually, I would agree with you totally. This is a wildcard map overall because depending on the rate, it either tests your release or tests your kind of more dense LN things. And this is pretty much at the start LN Tech moving into different sorts of patterning, and yeah, this map is just mainly very uncomfortable to play. So depending on who is like comfy at these sort of things, which I don't think a lot of people are, just because of the nature of the patterning, we'll see some interesting scores here.
Yeah, especially for the teams that did really well in the qualifiers, especially in LN. I think that they can get a good score on this. They could probably like run away with a point with a really good team score, I would assume.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this one goes. I would probably think maybe this one's like probably gonna be one of the less played LNs, just because of the kind of weird nature with it, and especially that kind of wildcard aspect where you kind of see like a lot of these like different skill sets.
Yeah. This is okay. Go ahead.
And also another map that has a severely high combo point of nearly 4,000. And this is the wildcard pick, so I mean, yeah, this is a pretty large amount of nodes you can potentially choke on. The whole map is pretty long and pretty uncomfy, so we'll just see.
Yeah, the drain time for this map is 2 minutes 48, so it'll almost be a test of stamina given the LN strain. So let's see how these players put up with it. But
yeah, and the next map is.
Well, first off, we need that will conclude our LN pool.
Yeah. That's gonna include our LN pool.
But yeah, we can move on to our hybrid one, which is our more stream-based hybrid.
Yeah, this is going to be O by CRZ Fola. This is actually
old.
Yeah, this is really old.
Oh my god, what a throwback.
Yeah, this was used in 2 tournaments, if I could remember. That being the Piano Tiles tournament and the Speed of Light tournament, and now this is being used in the in TTI.
Yeah.
So yeah, enjoy this map.
I don't remember if this is like more streamy or if it's like kind of wildcardy in like that kind of tech section. It's been a while, but I do know the song is like a little bit leaning towards tech, but I think it is streamy.
Yeah, it is more streamy than pure tech, I guess. It's though it's sitting at a pretty comfortable middle ground between. So yeah, I mean, this is some very good mapping and some very difficult mapping also.
Yeah, I think this map is like really a good example for what a stream-based hybrid could look like. Also, if also tech, because you kind of can run into these mini jacks, and especially those graces. Oh, it's gonna be really easy.
Yeah, I would probably say this leads more to like a kind of techie streamy hybrid. Just kind of giving like a lot of these like releases being like really awkward in general. Some of these bursts as well coming in and out in these kind of like Gracie sections.
Yeah, the song itself even is... Well, I would say the song itself even sounds more techy than streamy, but you can definitely see a lot of the stream here. So, yeah, this will be an interesting map, I think, for the player performance, since this tests pretty much like 4 skill sets at once. Really, if we think about it, and there's some interesting one-hand drills here with the long node on the 3rd column will maybe bring out some chokes, and also these difficult releases and holds overall will just stun people.
Yeah, this one's relying a lot on like that kind of trigger control as well, so it's definitely something to note of. Might be a bit of a more kind of scarier pick in general, but just gonna have to kind of wait and see how players feel on it.
Yeah,
I guess here moving into the more pure like rolly tech section.
Ooh, that's...
I mean, yeah, this will bring out some of the difficulty here too, and right back into the long notes. I mean, this map is very intensive in what it does. It tests your consistency, and also on these like breaky patterns.
Yeah.
You'll probably see some interesting cores and some maybe interesting chokes. You never know.
Yeah, and we're gonna move on to hybrid 2, which is our jack-based hybrid.
And I think a certain someone knows a little thing about this map.
Oh, I forgot this existed.
Don't mind the replay. I did this like right before showcase. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right, take it away.
Okay. This is a Jackie hybrid. The first half is more kind of trigger control heavy, with the second half being a little bit more kind of raw speed. Yeah, I'll just say skip the intro. It starts off kind of slow. I would probably say it's more progressive than anything. I'm not sure what the edits are though.
You can see start of a slow section with pretty awkward releases overall, I'd say. Could like trip up some people. It's mostly simple, but it does have that little bit of a starting difficulty. This will be like pretty... people could drop some grades on the beginning section.
Yeah, with this kind of section here, it focuses more like that kind of like control-y aspect with those like triplets and these kind of like one-handed jacks with the LN. So it does get quite awkward, but I think it's fine just given the kind of progression of this song being kind of slow. So it, in a sense, kind of works out for being balanced, but this might be a bit of a more kind of like choke heavy point if like your finger control is slacking a bit.
Yeah, the mini jack into the shield actually, I mean like a triplet. Yeah, this pattern is hard because a triple is already like a motion that kind of makes you go click more, I guess. That's what I wanted to say. Like, it will probably trip up some people. Some people may drop that land just because of that.
Yeah, and as we get into like the second half, I think either the BPM speeds up or the kind of patterning just speeds up in general. So you do have a little bit more intensity. You don't really have like those kind of like awkward patterns as much. It works more towards that kind of like conventional-ish Jackie patterning that you're used to within Jack hybrids. Although I will say it probably is just a bit awkward.
Yeah, I mean,
but it isn't for too long.
As someone said in chat, they see it getting banned by a lot of people, and I completely agree. I mean, this map is a head turner. This is just not seen very much, and will be very difficult for a lot of people. Yeah, it is just
it's awkward. It's extremely awkward. I think
It
that's
is
going to be
just
the main reason people don't want to play it is because it's so unconventional for like a Jack hybrid. Like you're used to like these kind of like monotone like BPMs where it's like kind of the same-ish patterning for such a long time, but with like Vaporwave, it's just such a like awkward pick that requires finger control. Like within like Jack hybrids, I think in general, like within like the later half of Jack hybrids, you see it being more finger control, but in an early stage, you never see like these finger control based like Jack hybrids. So I guess in a sense, it's like a mimic of like late game, mid game hybrid twos, but in like an early game setting. So it's definitely gonna be awkward for people.
Yeah, and this is definitely gonna be the most awkward pick of everything here, and probably like the biggest kind of like there will be a lot of difference between player performance. That's all I'm gonna say. There are gonna be a couple people that are gonna be really good at this map, and a lot of the people that are not gonna like it.
And
Yeah, but I guess we can move on.
that
the
will
tiebreaker.
that will conclude our main pool, and we can now move on to our tiebreaker, which unintentional double to no map.
Bro.
Unintentional.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, this is on mirror, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was used for the qualifiers of Robeat's Star Tournament hosted by, one of our commentators here, nothing much.
Yeah.
Play in Jazz when that comes out. I don't know. The qualifier will be better than this.
Oh yeah, play in Jazz, guys.
This one's not too bad. It might be a little bit difficult though.
Yeah.
This is a collab between Lot, Chu, and I, so it's pretty old.
Yeah,
This is the 2024.
Yeah, this was like early 2024, if I remember correctly.
No, it was probably like mid 2024 because that's probably when the tournament happened.
Yeah, I remember it was either June or January. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was probably June, but that's beside the point. So you kind of get these pop out bursts and these mini jacks, a bit of streams as well.
When playing this map, I had a lot of impression that this map just permanently switches the skill you'll need the most at this current time. So it's a sense of it constantly tests you on different things in like every burst, kind of, or like in every kind of like duration of the burst, it tests different things. So yeah, this will be like this will be a pick that is a lot of consistency and a lot of pure skill, raw skill.
I think like the main aspect that makes this difficult is that it's just so techy. Like this is something you would expect to see like nowadays in like some tiebreakers for people, but like this was 2024. This was like before we really made like techy hybrids tiebreaker things. So it's like a little bit ahead of its time in a sense. And you'll see it within like these patterns. Like you go from like a more of like a mixed hybrid area to a bit more LN heavier section.
Yeah. Well, now we're seeing some triples in between LN and other things. I mean, every burst here is kind of like impactful in a sense. There's a lot of variation, as I said. It doesn't really repeat it. The map doesn't really repeat itself that much, and
sorry.
And that comes with a lot of like. Actually, there's two sides to this because it can either mess some people up or it can just help people be a little bit more consistent on it. So yeah.
I kind of expected this map to be a mini jack hell. I'm not gonna lie.
I think with it becomes a little bit more mini jacky.
But it kind of does have mini jacks, you know. So so we're back in the rolly patterns. I guess you could call them. We are halfway through the map, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you get a hit of graces as well. Just only a little bit, not too much graces.
Yeah, I would probably say this doesn't focus on like anything like you're used to in like a tiebreaker. I think this is just pure tech.
Yeah.
This is pure tech, but at the same time, it does have a lot of the qualities that you will still have in a tiebreaker. So, if I were to if I would limit myself, it would be like a tech tiebreaker, because it really is just
that is what it is. Yeah. Like
you should have used this in...
Feel sad.
Sorry.
Go on.
No, I was gonna go off topic, but no.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, in here's Chu's section. This is where like it becomes more mini jack heavy. and you can kind of see it. Like, you don't have a lot of these like bursts as much, but like these mini jacks and shields become a little bit more apparent. So that kind of like raw skill needed increases just a little bit, as well as like these like tech gear bursts as well.
Yeah, also makes it insanely inconsistent in what you would expect from the map itself. So someone who played this map like once or twice only and didn't really practice might have a hard time remembering which part is it, which and what he has to focus on. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also with like some of the jacks being shown, like only a little bit, not too much. It's just only a little bit. But as we get to the end of the map, we will close out with these kind of simple LN. Can you really call this simple?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like low releases. It's just to catch people to get grades, and
it's just mini LNs.
It's it's like a Percy blocker a little bit.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. So you're probably gonna have to use no Percy. I'm sorry, Percy players. But yeah, that is going to conclude our round. I almost said round of 32, round of 64 showcase. So yeah, is there anything? Actually, I would like to say something. Yeah. So schedules will be out soon. The Mappool will be out soon. And good luck.
Good luck to everyone, and once again, we're sorry for the 1 hour delay, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this this seed review and round of 64 Mappool showcase. This was me, Alice, with Snow, Nikki, and Arrow. And
thank you. Okay, one more thank you. Thank you to the mappers for the custom maps, being Nipple JW, Coder, Poppy, Nikki, and collab.
A collab with Verdon.
Okay, you can say
Verdon and
the
Matcha
collab. You can say
Latte.
the collab. Okay, Verdon and Matcha Latte. So thank you to everyone that decided to make custom maps for this round. And yeah, we're gonna only get more and more custom maps as the tournament progresses. So yeah,
I hope you guys luck to everybody,
and good luck to everyone playing. And yeah, we'll see you next time. See you next week.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Apologies for the scuffness, but we'll definitely fix it this next time around. See you guys in the next stream.